Hi, my name is Cypress. Welcome to my channel, Cypress and Fern. Today, I am in my kitchen, my apartment kitchen, and my roommate's not here, so I am filming a video to show you what I did with all of the elderberries and how to process them and everything else that was kind of fun with that. So, if you remember in my last video, there was a huge bounty of elderberries to be had. So, brought them all back, and what I did was I made sure to pick them all off the stems individually, which was quite the endeavor, but you could tell if they're ripe if they fall off the stem very easily. If they fall off the stem and just roll off and you don't really have to fight for them, then that means they're ripe and good to eat. If there are buggies, which you might find a couple, you just have to capture them gently and evict them. Make sure they're outside and okay, because you don't want to be eating the buggies, obviously. But it is also important to correctly ID the plants that you're eating. You want to make sure that you know what it is because you get poisoned. So be careful, do your research, but there are like red elders which have to be processed differently but are edible. But in the case of blue elders, the ones that I have today, they are okay to eat like this. So it does take forever though, and it is worth the effort. If you have any unripe berries that don't fall off right away, those you could set aside to ripen, but they usually don't, and they're technically not edible if they aren't ripe. So I just set those aside and don't use them. But make sure to wash them all off to get all the debris out of there, and all the bad berries will float up. So you could just scoop them off and throw them out or plant them outside. From there, I strain them out and dry them and freeze them, and then you're dead. You're done. That's it. And you have frozen elderberries for as long as you need them. They're good for, honestly, probably a year if you've done all that right, and if you keep them frozen. So you could use them for whatever you'd like. But what I am doing today is I'll bring them out of the freezer and let them thaw, and they'll naturally let out their juice. So I got all the juice and I crushed all the berries by hand, and I have a fancy press, so I put them in the press and got all the juice out. And we don't waste anything over here. So all the extra berries I'll spread out to dry outside for a day, and then the end result is I get a whole lot of juice, which I'm going to use to try and make a fancy wine. I'll make another video on that later. And I get this really pretty cloth that gets all dyed, and I have dried berries, which I could use for baking. I think I'll do muffins and banana bread, but pretty darn exciting. So that's how you do some elderberry stuff. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video, friend. Take care of yourself. All right, bye now.